All right, this is a short little video on drawing the indicated transformation and describing it from worksheet number 32. Number 21 says g of x equals negative f of 2x. So we're first going to describe the transformation. And when it's inside, remember anything inside the parentheses, inside the function is horizontal. So this is a horizontal shrink or stretch because multiplying is a shrink or stretch. And the factor, I'm going to identify the factor first, is the reciprocal. Everything horizontal is either reciprocal if it's being multiplied or opposite sign if it's being added or subtracted. So the factor is 1/2, which makes that a horizontal shrink. And then the negative on the outside is a reflection in the x-axis. So a horizontal shrink factor of 1/2 means all of the points get half of the distance closer to the y-axis. They're shrinking this way. So these points are going to go half as close, and half as close. So we'll see with the red pen, or with the red dots, the horizontal shrink is to here. This point moves half the distance closer here. And this point moves half that distance. So this was at 6. This one's at 6. It's now at 3. This one's at -2. It's now at 1. This one's at -4. It's now at -2. And then the point that's on the axis that it's getting closer to stays the same. Now we're going to reflect it in the x-axis, which means we're going to flip it. The y values that are positive become negative, and the negatives become positive. I'm going to do this in blue. And so it's at +2, so it's going to come down to -2. This point here is at +1, so it comes down to -1. This point here is actually on the axis, so it's going to stay. And then this point here is at -2, it's going to move up to +2. And there's my function horizontally shrunk and reflected in the x-axis. Number 22 says 2f of x plus 3. The x plus 3 is in the parentheses, so that's a horizontal translation. Left 3. And the 2 on the outside being multiplied is a vertical stretch. The factor is 2. So the factor doesn't change, the numbers don't change when it's vertical. So first thing I'm going to do in red is move all of the points to the left 3. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's left 3 for those. I'm going to kind of erase some of these markings because it's going to be in the way. And I guess I'll have to finish up later. And 1, 2, 3, 3. And then we're going to stretch them by a factor of 2, which means we're going to multiply the y values by 2. So this is at -2, and it goes to -4. These are at 0, so they stay. This one's at +2, it stretches to +4. This is at +4, it stretches to +8. +2, and +8. There is our vertical stretch factor of 2 and a horizontal translation left 3. So other order, horizontal translation left 3, vertical stretch factor of 2. Okay, and the last one, number 23, f of 1/2 x minus 3. This is a horizontal because it's inside, and the factor is the reciprocal, 2. So it's a horizontal stretch, factor of 2, followed by a vertical translation down 3. we're going to do the horizontal stretch factor of 2. That means it's going to go out. It's going to get wider. So these are going to go out twice the distance from the y-axis. And we'll do as many as we can on here. So this one is at 1, so it's going to stretch to 2. This one's at 2, it'll stretch to 4. This one's at 4, it's going to stretch to 8. The one on the y-axis stays the same. -1 stretches to -2. -2 stretches to -4. -4 stretches to -8. And that's close enough because I can't really fit the rest of them on my graph. And then I'm going to move them all down 3. Down 3. Down 3. Down 3. Down 3. Down 3. And then we are done. Oh wow, those are not very straight lines, but you get the point.